foggy as the dickens out here this morning. But at least the windows aren't iced up or covered in dew, but boy, it is foggy. It is quite foggy this morning. The deer's going to have to be relatively close before you can see him. Very, very foggy. I'm going to pull me up a chair. Sit here in the corner where I can look out just about every window. I look out every window out of Fort Quigley here. See if something decides to move around. I forgot to check and see when the solar periods are going on today. Let's see. Today's Wednesday. Gosh, one ended at 6 o'clock. That ain't good. Major ended at 6 o'clock this morning. Another major's not until 3:30 this afternoon. But and the minor don't start until 11:20. 11:20 to 12:50 or 11:30 to 1 o'clock. That's going to be the most likely time. For the solar period, it's not likely to have a good movement this morning. I mean, solar periods don't tell you that is when. It simply says that on this day, on any particular day, if you see game or if you catch fish, this is when you're most likely to. Of course, you can catch fish any hour of the day. You can see a deer virtually at any time. You never know, virtually any time. But I can guarantee you one thing, that's when you're most likely to see them. During one of those periods, minor or major. It's amazing how accurate they are. Like yesterday, the only deer and the only buck I saw was during that minor period. Minor solar period in the middle of the day, middle of the morning, that was it. No early morning, no late afternoon movement at all. Just a little bit in the middle of the day. And if you're one of these hunters that just hunt mornings, and that early morning, late afternoon, you miss that kind of movement. Well, let's just sit around and enjoy the fog and the coffee. See what the day might bring. There was nothing moved this morning at all. I need to go to Tractor Supply, pick up a few things, so that's what I did. Now I'm come back in here, I'm going to sit through the the midday minor solar period. See if anything moves here during the middle of the day. They're calling for the weather to be completely deteriorating. High 66 today, and it's close to that now. And 60% chance of rain, 30, 40 mile an hour winds later on, and then tomorrow, high of only 43 and a low of 31 and windy. 30% chance of rain. And then on Friday, be from 36 to 42 with a 60% chance of snow. So we got a definite change in the weather coming in.
Sorry.
How that will affect the deer, we'll find out. I told my wife, I said, you know, I'm going out there at Fort Quigley, sit around for an hour and a half or so through this minor solar period here in the middle of the day, and hopefully, maybe my luck will hold out. Maybe I'll go out there and not see anything that I want to shoot at. Oh, goodness. Yeah. As I get older, I won't shoot one under just any circumstances. I won't just hunt through any kind of weather and conditions just to try to get a buck. That don't mean that much anymore. If I get one, I prefer to get him under a little bit more ideal conditions, especially if I'm hunting deep woods anymore. I'd hunt as far back in the woods as I went until plumb dark. And I'd have to find my way out there with flashlights, and I carried several flashlights with me because when one goes out, you'd be in deep doo-doo trying to get out of them dark woods. And then if I shot one near dark, I'm out there for a good long while after dark, cutting it up, boning it out and trying to pack it out after dark and all that stuff. But in the last several years, I've gotten older and smarter. And I keep track of the time, and I know when it's going to be dark. And I start hunting my way back toward the vehicle. So when it gets dark, I arrive at the vehicle. I don't even have to use a flashlight anymore. But back in there, I will reach a time during the day, I think, boy, I don't really want to shoot one right now. Because if I shoot one now, I'm going to be way after dark getting him out here. So I find times that I don't really want to shoot one. Now, if a really nice buck, one that I really would like to get, comes out there at any distance, I can reach out and touch it with the .06 or the 7mm mag, I'll do it. Or if a pretty good buck comes right up here at the Quigley and gives me a shot with the flintlock, I will take it. But it wouldn't hurt my feelings to not get one of those shots and then wait on a little bit better day to take that deer. We're going to find out. I have yet to see the first deer of any description, so on this rainy lake day, old man's getting sleepy. I could put my cot down here and take another nap like I did the other day, and I have done many times, but I think I'm gonna It's 12:50. Solar period just ended. If you didn't see anything during the solar period, of course you could see one outside it, but you're not nearly as likely, so. I will come back this afternoon, of course. Matter of fact, I won't be gone too terribly long quickly. Oh, well. Gracious. Let me look here and see when that period is. This afternoon, 3:30 to 6:30, peaking at 5 o'clock. Afternoon solar period looks good. But as far as the daily rating, I mean, they rate days. Average, good, poor, best. Well, we've gone through the best days. And today is just average. And boy, I can vouch for that. During those 3 best days, there was a lot of activity. I never did see a really big buck that I wanted, but there was a lot of activity. And then it went down from best to good, and the activity really slowed down. And now it's rated average. Well, it's average slow. I'll be back this afternoon. Sound like some sort of a big hound. Barking right down behind the house there. Yeah. Back for an afternoon, late afternoon major solar period. Starts at 3:30, of course goes 6:30, but that's well after dark. So basically, 3:30 to around 5:30, something like that. And we're talking about the solar periods, given your daily, most likely activity times. And they also give you your most likely for the better days during the month. So, this is not one of the good days by any means. This is one of the what they call fair days or poor days, or not a good day by any means. They rate poor, fair, good, and best. This is fair. And there's another solar table, kind of a guy that's pretty accurate. And he puts a percentage what's the percent, your chances on a percentage basis of that solar period being productive. And today they rated 15%, pretty low. But the basic eye solar just says it's a fair day. And so far, I gotta agree with both. I haven't seen a deer. Not one deer of any description have I seen move today at all. So, none this morning, and certainly none in the middle of the day. So let's just wait and see what late afternoon might give us. Well, I don't know if any deer are going to visit us during this late afternoon solar period. The 5 gobbers have. They're up there in the food plot. I don't really know what they're eating up there. They might have a taste for turnips. Probably eating that wheat, that grassy stuff. Probably, who knows? Well, something scared them. Something spooked the turkeys right out of the food plot. They took off running. They ran halfway up the hill and slowed down. Yeah, they're starting to hot-foot it again. Keep an eye out, see if we can figure out what spooked them. That hard change in the weather is ramping right on up. The winds have really picked up. I mean, they've picked up hard. Up on the top of the mountain, top of the ridges, the trees are really whipping. The winds are really howling out there. See if we can zoom in on the top of the ridge up there. See if we can tell it. Well, finally I see what I believe to be a small doe. Just stepped out up there. She's 300 yards away. It can just be plumb crazy the way things work out. Hadn't seen a deer all day. And then that little doe came out. That little doe came out. A friend of mine called. He was all excited. He had just shot a deer. He was all excited about. He said, it's a three-pointer. I said, a three-pointer? He said, yeah, but it's a piebald. He said, it's beautiful. It's got all kinds of white on it. He wants to bring it out here and let's get it out. But while talking to him about that, I looked up and there went a good sized deer running across the field toward where that little doe went in the woods. And now 3 does have come out. So the movement period is definitely late afternoon, major sowing period. That's the only movement that's been going on today. And these deer, these does, they're not settling down, they're skittish. I'll keep an eye out, see if I might perchance see a buck. There is a buck up here on top of this hill. That was the direction the does were headed. I can't for a fact say what that deer is. I can't really count the horns on it. Odd shape, right? A little bit later on, I'd probably have to shoot that thing. Or if he comes down here, close to the Fort Quigley, I'll shoot him for sure. But I don't think I want to try him. I don't think I want to go for him. I'm going to hold up for something better with the 7mm I got laying here. That's a pretty good buck. A pretty thing. There's a white horn rascal. That buck is right up there on the hill. 3 does are right down below him. Them crazy deer, this food plot over to the side, they leave the food plot and go up around the hill and start eating weeds or whatever. Clover, weeds, or grass, weeds. Food plot that it's been good money for. Over here to the side, and those three does stopped by and had a bite or two, and then, I mean, they wasn't in there but a minute or two. They left, went up there and joined that buck. Whatever they're feeding on. They seem to like it better than a food plot. I think I'm going to have to wrap it up. call it a day with those deer out there in the field. But the one doe, she came in a straight line 50 yards closer toward me, but then she turned around and went back with the others. I thought maybe here at the last second, she might bring that buck down here right in front of the Quigley, but nah. She went back up and joined the other two. The buck has drifted on out there to about 290, something like that. I gotta get back to the house and get ready for Kenny come out here. He's all excited about his piebald deer. Can't say I blame him. I've never shot a piebald. Never. I've only seen one true albino in my life, and I mean, I was 2 foot from it, you know, it didn't hurt my feet. Now, little old fawn. And I watched it grow up. I watched it grow for about 6 months. Then it, I don't know what happened to it, disappeared, but I mean, it was a true albino. It had pink feet, pink eyes, pink ears, pink nose. It raised a little tail up, the underside of its tail, a little hind end, pink. And put the big old ears up and faces like this. White on the backside and pink on the inside. They're a cute little devil. Pretty as it can be. They're acting froggy again. Huh. Oh, yeah, there he is. They're acting crazy. Might be another buck showing up. Three does are acting plumb stupid there. Running around, looking back over in the woods. Running back and forth while the buck just standing up there above him about 30 yards. He's just feeding along. The does having a little bit of a fit, doesn't they? They seem to settle back down. Buck up there, he's not paying a bit of attention to him. Matter of fact, he just politely left the field. He just went up the corner, jumped the field, jumped the fence, went off and left those. Don't know if he tagged now. I mean, there's got to be another buck up there. Those does are acting plumb silly. I'm going to just wait here a few more minutes and keep a lookout, because something's not quite right up there. We'll just wait and see. Those does, all three of them, all of a sudden took off running. They ran out of the field, jumped the fence, went the same direction the buck went. There comes Kenny with his doe, or with his 3-point. He's excited, so let's go down there and check out and see what he's got. Look here what my boy's all excited over. I mean, a beautiful.
Three-pointer.
A beautiful Piebald. Can you turn him around here? Let me take a good look at him here. I mean, that thing is beautiful. He really is. He is beautiful. Oh yeah, holy moly. That is one beautiful deer. Holy moly.
I'm sighted.
Goodness gracious. I gotta get Diane out here and look at that. It's got some brown on it. It don't have pink eyes, pink ears and everything, but it is 90% white.
Oh, he's
It's beautiful.
so pretty.
It's a pretty thing.
Normally that would be good eating.
I'll take, huh?
Be some tender.
Do what?
Is that him talking?
He's there. Diane and Dee and Kenny and Dixie's out here looking the deer over.
Dixie, quit. Dixie.
Dixie's licking its eyeballs.
It scared
Oh,
her
it
to
is a
death.
pretty thing. I ain't kidding.
It
Beautiful.
is just
I'll send you. I'll take some little bit of video with the phone here and send it to you. Okay? Out there at his house.
Right there across the street from my house.
Right straight across the street from his house.
Dixie, quit. She's gonna lick the eyeball out. She loves eyeballs. She eats eyeballs out of stuffed dog.
Have you ever seen that before?
I think so. I've not seen it with my eyes. I think I've got it on camera.
Huh.
But it was,
You need glasses, Ken.
yeah. My unique glasses, yeah.
Might need.
Crazy part about
It's a pretty thing. Well, let me.
the camera didn't
Just send me something. Congratulations, mister.
Do what?
We don't
Do what, bud?
on camera or not.
Congratulations. Send me some pictures.
Okie doke.
We'll send you a picture. We'll send you a picture here in a minute.
Thank you.
There's a buck over here on the hill. I slept in this morning. It's after 7 o'clock. I'm standing here in the back door in my undershoulder. It's 30 degrees. Cool out there. Heavy frost. Heavy frost. Get me a cup of coffee here. Yeah. I was too late. I looked out. We let the little pup out to go do her business. I was going to see if they'd run those deer off. And looked out the window, that one was making a scrape. So, okay. Still didn't have my camera. So he was making a scrape. He was posturing. He still is right now. With the other buck. He must have run the other buck off. No, he's not. It's still there. Right down. Right there. I reckon that's the buck. Looked out. There's several deer up there. Yep, that's the buck. Little old fawn run down there to him. Little old fawn was giving him heck. Whoop, dropped the camera. This is out the front door. I hadn't even been to Quigley yet. Hadn't even taken my shower. Still got my undershorts on, for heaven's sake. It's cold out there. You can get cold looking out with the door open. I swear I slept in this morning, and there's been more activity. Or as much activity anyway as you could ask for. Three bucks out. 3 bucks and 4 does for sure. I don't see any more up there. I don't see any more up there. Ain't that something? I don't even have a tripod with me here to set this thing on. When you zoom on up there to those powers, it's hard to hold this thing still. I guess shaky footage is better than no footage. The solar period ended almost an hour ago. It ended an hour, first hour of daylight. There was major solar period going. And I slept through that whole thing. I got up at the end of the solar period. And for the past hour, it's been steady deer activity. The hour following the major solar period. So my goodness, what kind of movement would have been this morning during that period? I don't know, and I'll never know, because I was asleep. But I was needing to get caught up on a little rest. Help with my own deer and everybody else. I'm tired. I got to get out there and flesh out Kenny's in a little while. That beautiful piebald that he got. So anyway, amazing activity. Betsy, I just got back out here to Fort Quigley. My goodness, what a day it's been. Glory be. The temperature has fallen like a rock. And I do mean falling like a rock. Been a spitting snow all afternoon. Wind a howling. And I've fleshed out 2 deer hides. Whew. And maybe if you were a whole lot more experienced at it than I am, it might not be much. But to me, that was completely fleshing them out and getting dehairing and the whole by 9 yards, the inside and the outside, flesh side and the hair side. Well, one of them is just the flesh side, the other is that albino, that piebald that Kenny got. My God, the longer I worked, the colder it got and the windier it was out there in that barn alleyway. Holy moly. My hands literally froze. Finally, I had to stop and go back in the house. My hands hurt so bad I couldn't hardly stand. Oh, Lordy mercy. They're still burning. That was hours ago. So anyway, I looked out here in the fields 30 minutes before the solar period even supposed to start, and there was deer out in the field again. The deer really moved good this morning. They were moving excellent, no doubt, during the solar period, because like I said, I slept in, didn't get up until solar period ended. When I looked out, there was bucks over here on this hill sparring and buck up here on this hill with some does, and for the next hour and a half, it was a lot of activity. And so what might it have been? Actually during the solar period, because the activity took it a while to wind down even after the solar period was over. And this afternoon, there were deer out here going again, very active, before the solar period even started. So let's see what happens the rest of the afternoon. But oh boy, am I glad I'm being in the Quigley right now. I mean, it's cool in here, but heavens to Bessie, at least it knocks that wind off. That wind is unreal. It cuts you in two. Cold, hard wind. I don't know if you hear that wind howling or not, but it is. Believe me, it is. I'm sitting out here at Fort Quigley, intently watching these fields like something got half sense. Give you a measure of my intelligence. I'm sitting out here in cold weather, wind howling out there, watching like crazy, keep an eye on these fields, looking for a good buck. Now, if a good buck shows up out there anywhere in these fields, he's within range. He's within a little over 300 yards. I got my 7mm mag and I got 30-06. Both Ruger number ones. Sitting here ready to take any good buck that shows up out here in these fields at any distance. And I got my Kibler Woods Runner flintlock lead here in case a buck, a younger buck, one that I wouldn't shoot on out there at a distance, comes right up here at the fort and I can whack him with this flintlock. So I'm looking for good bucks anywhere out in the fields. Looking for a decent buck within range, flintlock range of the fort here, Fort Quigley. intently looking for. Hoping like the dickens I don't see one. Because if I see one, I'll shoot him. And I really don't want to do that. My gosh, my hands are still stinging and burning and hurting from being so cold earlier today. Get out there and skinning out and working up a deer out there in that cold wind tonight is not appealing to me at all. Oh, so I question my intelligence sometimes. What in the world am I doing sitting out here looking like crazy for something I really don't even want to see? Because I know good and well if I see it. If I see a big buck out there in the distance, or a good buck, a decent buck right here at the quickly, I will shoot. And I don't want to do that today. I really don't want to do that. So why in the name of Hannah am I sitting out here anyway? Why am I not back here at the house with the fireplace on? I don't know. Ignorance gonna see it, I reckon. Yeah. Okay, we're on the way home from the grocery store. I'm gonna make me a hot chocolate, or a cup of hot chocolate with green. Dang gum. It'll be hot here in just a minute. That tastes wonderful. And wrap your hands around that warm cup or hot cup. Wrapping them fingers that just about froze a while ago around that warm cup. That's wonderful. Oh, and that hot chocolate just seems to warm you up from inside out. And it is hot. When I call it hot chocolate, I mean it's hot chocolate. You have to act like a bobblehead or something out here all the time, because the deer, like I said, most of the time, the bucks just cross these fields. Most of the time they don't linger out here very long at all. Even though you'll be sitting out here just constantly looking around. All of a sudden you look over to your side or somewhere and there's one right out in the middle of the field or almost made it to the woods or something. You know, how in the world? When you're trying to keep a sharp lookout, do they ever sneak up on you like they do? But they do. That good looking woman, mine's back from the grocery store. Had any sense of being over there and enjoying her company. Gracious. But there's only a few more minutes of daylight left, so I'll wait it out. Look at that pretty sunset. Cold and 40 devils. That is a pretty sunset. Let's zoom in on it a little bit here. Cold, beautiful sunset. watching the beautiful sunset, enjoying a cup of hot chocolate. Pretty nice, pretty nice.